All right, what is up, everybody?
We're back.
Live from the studios of WIUR at the La Penta Student Union at Iona University. It is Ball Knowers alongside Luke Dolan.
How's everyone doing?
I am Cameron Woolley bringing you your Friday afternoon sports content. So, obviously, the big thing happening this weekend.
The first show is the go-home show for the Super Bowl.
Yep. Super Bowl Sunday. This Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs will once again
play for the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl. And it's a rematch against the San Francisco 49ers, but a very different looking San Francisco 49ers team.
Mm-hmm. Quarterback. Take a look at the quarterback in particular.
Oh, geez. Don't get him started on Brock Purdy. But
I mean, it's different.
But I mean, yeah, a very different looking team, very different players, very different.
Some of the same coaches, though, and
players. mostly similar coaches. I mean, the defensive coordinator from that 49ers team is making a fool of himself,
with the Jets,
with the New York Jets, yeah. But for the most part, just a very different 49ers team. It's like Sure, it's a rematch, but it doesn't really feel
like a rematch.
It doesn't feel like a rematch because the teams are so different. The identity of the 49ers is now Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey.
Like they didn't have those players like 4 years ago.
Three major players who are on the 49ers now weren't on the 49ers then. Think about players who didn't play in that Super Bowl, who are playing in this Super Bowl on the 49ers side are Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, and Trent Williams.
Yeah. So
a very, very different looking team from the last iteration of the 49ers. I mean, I know you're not crazy about him, but I do think Brock Purdy is a very capable and I'll say a very good NFL quarterback. I'm sorry to go out there and say, I know it is a popular opinion to use a check down merchant. And yes, I know he wouldn't be as successful as he is if he didn't have this roster around him. But you watch some of his games, he can throw. Like he can really throw. He can make good throws. He can make plays under pressure. He knows how to escape the pocket. He knows how to improvise. He does everything that you expect a good, capable NFL quarterback to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. But also...
You say he throws 30 checkdowns a game every time we talk about him.
That's not untrue.
No, it is not true. You look at the throws he makes. Look at... He had a couple of he had quite a few really good throws in the NFC Championship. Okay. Tell me with a straight face that guy can't throw.
He didn't improve. But also... I'm going to say, it's a lot easier to be a quarterback when you have Christian McCaffrey as a running back.
Well, I mean, I think it's more due to his offensive line and his receivers. And sure, Christian McCaffrey does help a lot. But, like, we see, take a look at other quarterbacks who you probably view as incapable. Take, like, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones doesn't perform well on the 49ers. He doesn't.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Why?
I'm going to disagree with that.
Brock Purdy knows how to escape the pocket. He has.
Does Brock Purdy make the Giants better?
Yes, I do think Brock Purdy.
Really?
But I do, dude. Tell me who else is playing in the Super Bowl other than Brock Purdy and Patrick Mahomes?
The San Francisco 49ers are playing the Super Bowl.
Oh my God! Then why didn't the 49ers make it back to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback? Why didn't they do it? Because if anybody can do it, why didn't Jimmy Garoppolo? I guarantee Brock Purdy plays in the Super Bowl a few years ago against the Chiefs. The 49ers win that game.
Maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe. He definitely wins that game.
I don't know. Kyle Shanahan also did the opposite of what he did in his Super Bowl with the Falcons, where he was like super aggressive with his play calling when he shouldn't have, and he was very conservative when he was with the 49ers with play calling when he should have been more aggressive.
You mean with the Falcons, he was conservative with his play calling. Oh no, no.
Well, no, he kept passing it when he should have been running.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's why they lost that game.
That's a bigger reason why they lost.
I haven't thought about like really what happened in 28-3 for years. But dude, how is Brock Purdy not a good quarterback? Dude,
he's decent. I didn't say he was bad.
Decent doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, no matter what type of team you have.
Well, okay.
Decent doesn't make it to the Super Bowl. He's a genuinely.
Oh, I guess Trent Dilfer was a good quarterback then.
Okay, Trent Dilfer played for one of the greatest defenses of all time.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy. Okay, do not lump Brock Purdy in with Trent Dilfer.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Oh, you can't make the Super Bowl with it. Decent is not good enough for a Super Bowl, and I'm giving you.
Okay, it's also that was oh my god, that was 24 years ago, but you could make it to the Super Bowl back then with a quarterback who was incapable, with a quarterback who.
What I'm getting here is I'm correct.
No, you're incorrect. You've watched watch a 49ers game. And every single time Brock Purdy makes a good throw, I'm like, yep, the good throw from Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy makes like fantastic throws, like throws into triple coverage and hits guys on the friggin' nose.
That wasn't happening in Green Bay, but that was not happening in Green Bay in the Green Bay game.
Okay, Brock Purdy did make mistakes in the Green Bay game. I'm aware that he did not play a good game against the Packers, but he made solid throws.
He did.
And the bottom line is, he's a winner. It's more than I can say about any quarterback that's played for our team in the last 5 years. I'm looking at Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has won one playoff game, and it was against a horrible defense.
Yeah.
When he was schemed into success, and his team won a bunch of one-possession games.
Because of his play, partially, I will add.
Yeah, I will say Daniel Jones did play well last year, but no, I think Brock Purdy makes the Giants better, and I think Daniel Jones makes the 49ers worse.
Do the Giants make the playoffs with Brock Purdy as a quarterback?
No, I don't know about that, but
then we're basically in the same way.
Okay, no, we are both in agreement that Brock Purdy is to a degree a benefactor of his system and of his team. Any quarterback who's on a good team technically is.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like Brady had Gronk, Brady had Edelman, Brady had
Randy Moss.
Wes
Welker.
Yeah, Wes Welker. I mean, yeah, Brady, you could say. And in Tampa Bay, Brady, you could say technically was the benefactor of
a very talented team.
Of a talented team in Tampa Bay. He had Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk. Oh my me, dude.
Gronk again.
Dude, you want to talk about you want to talk about teams in NFL history who are gonna go under the radar in terms of like all-time dominance? That Bucs team, dude.
They didn't start out very well though.
They didn't start out well, but when they got going, that team was unstoppable.
Yeah.
They took the Chiefs and dismantled them in the Super Bowl.
And Patrick Mahomes didn't beat Brady.
Yeah.
And it just builds the legacy of Eli Manning that much more.
Oh yeah.
It always comes back to Eli Manning.
Eli Manning did what Patrick Mahomes couldn't.
He did a lot of things that a lot of quarterbacks couldn't.
Yeah. That's what
Phillip Rivers, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees.
Okay, Paul, your father. Just put in the comments that Mark Sanchez. Okay,
Mark Sanchez did do that.
First of all, okay. I am not going to disrespect Mark Sanchez right now because I think Mark Sanchez was a solid quarterback for a couple years with the Jets, but Brock Purdy is doing more to win his team games. He's contributing more than Mark Sanchez did, like with the Jets. The Jets, Mark Sanchez was really along for the ride. I mean, except for that game against the Patriots where he played exceptionally well in Foxborough, which very, very few quarterbacks can get out of there and live to tell the tale. But
he has like one of the most. He still is like up there for like most like
playoff passer rating. Yeah, playoff passer rating
or like road wins in the playoffs.
Yeah, he never played a home playoff game.
That's crazy.
No, but Brock Purdy, like every time I sit down and watch a 49ers game, like I used to be of the school of thought that Brock Purdy was like a sole product of the team around him. I used to think that, but then I sat down and I watched quite a few 49ers games this year. For some reason, they were always on my TV. Well, I mean, I have Brandon Ayuk in fantasy, so I was paying attention to the 49ers. And every time I'd sit down and watch, I'm like, wait a second.
He's doing okay.
I'm like, wait a second. No. Like, I'd look at the throws he was making, like escaping the pocket. Dude, you saw that throw he made against the Lions where he was under pressure. He was dead to rights. And then he escaped the pocket, threw a perfect ball along the sideline for a first down. That was a huge play that very, very few quarterbacks can make in that type of situation.
Yeah. I'll see. But does he have enough to take down his opponent this Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs? Is he enough?
Well, I think Robbie Basil in here, fellow WIUR podcaster. Much love to him. Got here late. Who do you boys have winning the big game?
So, I think San Francisco objectively is a better team than Kansas City.
But the problem is
the Kansas City Chiefs have this quarterback. I don't know if you've heard of him, called Patrick Mahomes. And he's like great, everything except beating Brady. And Brock, who would you rather have, Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes?
This is not a point against Brock
Purdy,
I know. By the way.
I know.
Patrick Mahomes is already a top 5 quarterback to walk the planet.
Yeah. And the Chiefs, the 49ers may be a better team, but the Chiefs have just beaten teams that are objectively better than them throughout most of the postseason.
Yeah, for most of the playoffs. I mean,
it does not matter. And this is easily like one of their weaker teams they've had in the last few years.
They have an amazing defense, though.
They do have a great defense.
Yeah, that goes overlooked. Nobody thinks about the Chiefs being bolstered by their defense, but they have been.
It used to be that way when it was like still early, like Alex Smith days here and there.
Like Alex Smith, back when the Chiefs went 50 years without having a quarterback. Like ever since
that wasn't a 49ers quarterback.
No, literally the last legit franchise caliber quarterback that the Chiefs have had before Patrick Mahomes was Len Dawson. And that's going back. Like we're going way back, like to the Nixon administration.
Oh yeah, Matt Castle. They go for like Matt Castle, Steven DeBerg,
Steve Bono.
A 76-yard touchdown, Steve Bono. He had that one time.
Yeah, I only know about Steve Bono because of that chart, because of John Boy's and Chart Party.
But yeah, the Chiefs keep making big plays. They just keep making big plays on offense, though. I mean, when they need the big plays, and that's been like the difference in some of the games they played in the playoffs. Even though I was led to believe the receivers couldn't catch an illness if they could. But now MVS is like making the biggest catches of their seasons. Of the season.
Well, also, they when people talk about the Chiefs not having any receivers, people talk about their wide receivers.
Yes.
Everybody knows about Travis Kelce. I feel like a lot of football fans are sick of hearing about Travis Kelce. I mean, like personally, I've kind of come around and stopped really caring that much about the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce deal. I mean, she's only been on the screen for like an average of 30 seconds of a 3-hour game. So
ultimately, I'm not like I'm honestly don't care that strongly either. I know some people do.
It's like I like the family. Like here's the thing. Like now I'm rooting for the 49ers to win, but only because like it's the media coverage. It's the media coverage on social media of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and the Chiefs, and how much it feels like the big accounts are almost rooting for the Chiefs. I know it isn't that. I know that for a fact that they don't have any implied biases. But with how much of a positive spin, I guess, they're putting on the Chiefs and Mahomes and Kelsey and Reed and everybody else, it almost feels like they're picking a side. I get how it could feel
Because
to a lot of us that they're picking a side. And I'm going to say objectively, for the NFL, in terms of them making money, it is astronomically better for them if the Chiefs win. Because in terms of money, what this Taylor Swift thing has done is that, think about the demographics that the NFL has been trying to capture for over the last century. The only demographic they haven't caught is the female 18 to 24 range. With Taylor Swift, all of a sudden, this is probably going to be the highest
foothold. That's a foothold.
I mean, this is probably the highest viewed Super Bowl ever. Because I think it's like I know 18 to 24-year-old girls, they love Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And especially Swifties, you want to talk about a fandom. The Kansas City Chiefs gained around 20 million fans.
Bro, look at
overnight.
Travis Kelce has done so much good for himself.
No. From that alone, Travis Kelce is the most popular player in the NFL. I'm sorry to call it like it is. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but
facts are facts.
Like the facts are the facts. I mean, do I love the Taylor Swift coverage? No. Do I think could I do without it? Absolutely.
Although
this is the one thing that bothers me. The one thing that genuinely bothers me and irritates me. The only thing that really grinds my gears about this. That's not my best Peter Griffin. I've done better. But
anyways, your point.
But I do understand. It does make me mad that Swifties who could not have cared less about football.
Would never give it a time of day.
Don't care. Don't know anything about football. They get thrown into fandom, and within 3 months, they're probably going to experience a Super Bowl victory. Imagine being a Browns fan and seeing that. Imagine being a real grizzled, a Browns fan in your 50s.
You think you'd be used to it now by then, though?
No, but that would. And let's face it, imagine being a Cowboys fan for the last 20 years and seeing your team lose and get grilled by everybody every single year. And I love doing it.
A time-honored tradition.
Yeah, a time-honored tradition. Absolutely.
How about them Cowboys, though?
Yeah, how about them Cowboys? But I do understand. And it does make me mad because as a Giant fan the last few years, having Daniel Jones as my quarterback, ugh. I have, sitting through the Gettleman era, sitting through Ben McAdoo, the benching of Eli Manning, how that was handled, the utter disaster that this organization has become since the early 2010s. Seeing 20 million people who made fun of football fans for years, for their entire lives, just get gifted a championship on a silver platter. It makes me mad. As a fan, it makes me mad. I'm resentful of it. I am genuinely resentful of it. As for who I think is going to win the game, I think it's going to be the Chiefs because I say this a lot when I pick an objectively worse overall team to win a game against the Bears. I say they have a Hulk. I'm bringing out the Joss Whedon Avengers reference. They have a Hulk. And that Hulk is Patrick Mahomes.
He's unstoppable.
It's I don't care how he's going to do it.
He will find a way.
I don't care who he throws to.
He's going to get it done.
No, he is going to find a way to figure it out because it's reached the point where it was with Brady. Where it was just where you were out of your mind for picking against him. I've made the mistake of betting against the house. I've made it. I've picked against Brady in multiple Super Bowls, and I got burnt for it. And I picked against Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl in the first 2 Super Bowls. No, actually, in all the Super Bowls that he's been in, I have picked against Patrick Mahomes. I picked the 49ers to win the first time. I picked the Bucks to win the second, but I was right about that because, again, Brady. Like the legacy of Brady superseded the sentiment of not picking against Brady superseded the
Mahomes.
the Mahomes thing. Well, Mahomes wasn't the super monster that he is now. At least in terms of legacy, he didn't build what he has now yet. And I just picked the Eagles last year because it was the thing that I didn't want to happen.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to happen.
It felt inevitable.
You know, that's why Patrick Mahomes is a great person. He beat Philadelphia.
Yeah. No, I'll always cherish what he did for the NFC East and for the world. I can only handle one Eagles Super Bowl every 50
That was too
years.
many. One was too many.
Yeah, I would have preferred they just won none and stayed full. Like, sure, would they beat us twice a year every year? Yeah.
Yep, always.
Although, I'll be honest, they are not that much of a threat anymore. I'll be real.
I mean, if they keep Nick Sirianni, I will be happy. I'm happy, and it looks like that's what's going on. They're keeping him.
No, it's like if the Giants take enough steps in the right direction, I can see us beating the Eagles.
We could, yeah. I don't disagree with you
with how much of an unmitigated disaster the Eagles are. Absolutely. I mean, is that enough of that talk?
Also, I think I want to believe I'm going with the 49ers. I want to believe in Brock Purdy.
You're going with the 49ers.
I want to believe in Brock Purdy.
You make no sense. Okay, like, if it was any other team, I would have picked the 49ers. If it was any other quarterback, I would have picked the 49ers. No, if it was the Ravens, I would have picked the 49ers in a heartbeat.
Brock Purdy is the unassuming white quarterback. He might, maybe he might be the Eli Manning to the Patrick Mahomes of Tom Brady.
I mean, here's the thing: like, Brock Purdy is too consistent and too, like, normal of a person. No, like he puts up too many good stats. He doesn't throw enough errors. He doesn't make enough mistakes to be considered Eli Manning, because the whole thing with Eli Manning is that he was super inconsistent, but for some reason
he found another gear,
like in the playoffs. No, like playoff Eli Manning is the most horrifying thing that
Tom Brady's ever seen.
Yeah. No, playoff Eli Manning is the
ultimate.
Is like the only thing that can strike genuine fear into Tom Brady.
Is my sound like low? I might need to be putting up.
I mean, well, I'm sort of.
I know you're talking a lot.
I'm projecting.
I gotta project more, I guess. But yeah, I want to believe in Brock Purdy, and I want him to prove me wrong, and me as a doubter, I want him to say that I'm wrong. So that's why I'm going with the 49ers.
You're going with the okay, so we're split.
Mm-hmm.
So we
also, I think 49ers objectively have a better team, a much better team, objectively.
We've gone through this how many times with Mahomes?
I know, and that's why I know.
We're gonna be sitting here 10 years from now having the same exact conversations. Oh, they have a better team. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes is the emperor of the league. Yeah, he's inevitable. He feels almost more inevitable than Brady. I don't know. Like this is.
Yeah.
Whoa! I'm not gonna go there.
Whoa.
I am not gonna go there. I am not gonna put him in the same breath as Tom Brady yet. But give it 5 more years.
He's been in the last 6 AFC Championship games.
And he's been in 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls.
He's getting there.
The thing is, like, I don't mind Patrick Mahomes. As a person, I don't mind him.
I think he's a good. I think he's a good person.
Yeah, he's a good person. No, it's his wife and his brother.
And yeah,
I don't even have a problem with Taylor Swift. I think she's a good artist. Now, is she my cup of tea personally? No.
Not really.
But I respect the heck out of her as an artist and especially as a businesswoman. I mean, my God. That all the like her marketability, like the way she's marketed
Mhm.
herself, I mean, that is like that's
She is
incredible.
a business.
No, she is a brand on her own. So like,
Much power to them.
I have no problem with anybody on the Chiefs except for Kadarius Toney.
And you know, the Chiefs have been winning games without him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's been their biggest.
Despite
That's
him
why.
going on IG Live.
Yeah, he did
and
say he wasn't injured.
him like even if he wasn't, I mean,
I guess maybe hurt
he's-
ego is an injury though.
yeah.
Oh man, it's just I really wanted the Lions to be in the Super Bowl so badly.
I wanted Detroit and Baltimore.
Two of the roughest cities.
Yes.
Then meeting up in Vegas.
Also, to imagine the Lions like their walkout.
With
Dude,
Eminem.
the Eminem would have done a live performance.
Oh yes.
It would have been like the ending of Creed 2.
But
No,
that
just like
wasn't meant to
Eminem
be.
doing a live performance of Till I Collapse as he leads the Lions out of the tunnel.
That would
Like,
be
it's him and Dan Campbell. Like Dan Campbell not even wearing a shirt. Like still jacked.
Yeah. Though Dan Campbell needs to adjust some of how he manages the game.
Yes. You want to talk about dying by the sword. Dude, that game.
He you know, I don't want to do this to him because he's not maybe because he's better. But right now, or if he doesn't improve, he might just become Brandon Staley with better quotes.
Whoa. No. He is not Brandon Staley. You back that up. You back that up and you take that back. He is not Brandon Staley.
He's not, but if he learns to be a bit more conservative, he won't get labeled as such.
Here's the thing. Dan Campbell actually knows how to maximize the value from the guys he has. Brandon Staley did the opposite.
I'm just saying
Dan Campbell is not Brandon Staley.
I'm saying, you know,
he's not Brandon Staley. He's not.
In terms of going for it and not getting it, just gonna say.
Okay, your bar just said go on fourth down for analytics versus going on fourth down for guts. Yeah, that is not, dude. Like Dan Campbell
broken versus empowerment. That's what it is right now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting at. But it's just you gotta believe in some of your players, like your kicker, even if he's like a bit streaky. But that's not. But you do what you do. Anyways, Super Bowl. You go with the Chiefs. I got the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan needs to shed his label.
Yes.
Desperately.
Yes, definitely.
He needs to shed his label.
You want to talk about getting a monkey off your back?
That would be it. That would be the.
It's a silverback gorilla.
Yeah. I
guess we can go to hockey now.
Go to hockey.
You're happy.
Now I am. The last month I was a bit. I was getting a bit worried.
Oh, I know.
I was getting a bit worried.
This guy was Frank Fleming for a month.
Yeah, they were not playing. They were playing very consistently and very badly. Not playing good. They were reverting to old habits, which were bad habits. The Rangers, where they still can't really score on 5-on-5. But they're scoring a bit more now, which is easily why they're better. Power play has been a bit streaky right now, even though they still have a high percentage, which I don't know how they haven't scored in ages on the power play. But Igor's been a bit shaky, but I think he'll be up. I don't think I'm not too worried about him.
That's a guy will eventually figure it out.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah, I mean
the Rangers don't win the Stanley Cup if he's not there.
Just throw Jonathan Quick out.
See, I don't know if that's sustainable though either, and people want it to be because the dude is 38 years old. he was terrible last year.
So Marty Brodeur made it to a Stanley Cup final when he was 40. And then you think he was a good team merchant.
Am I wrong?
Yes, you are.
Disagree with you.
I mean, well, you're a Rangers fan, so obviously you're gonna hate Marty's guts.
He was.
I mean, he has 3 Stanley Cups, while your king has 0. So, all I'm saying, I'll take my.
He has no Conn Smythe. So was he really?
No, he should have won the Conn Smythe in 03 but John Sebastian Jaguar took it.
You really gotta take that away from J.S. Jaguar. You're really gonna take it away from him?
No, I'm saying if he, of course, all the Ranger fans are calling him a system goalie. Bottom line is,
oh man, he really did well in those 2 games of St. Louis.
Dude, okay, I'm gonna Google
John Sebastian Jaguar's stats. Quick.
No. I'm gonna Google.
You're gonna tell me that J.S. Jaguar didn't deserve that Conn Smythe?
No.
You're gonna tell me that with a straight face?
I'm Googling Marty Brodeur's career stats right now. In the years after Stevens, Danico, and Niedermeyer were gone, after the 03-04 season, he played 9 years, and he won 1 Vezina trophy. He won
the Lifetime Achievement Award.
No, he won 2 Vezina trophies.
Oh, wait, when Luongo, he robbed Luongo
in 07 and 08. He played great in those years.
Because the voters were like, oh, he's gonna retire. And
dude, he didn't retire. He was 35. Wow. No, he won multiple Vezina trophies before that. He won the Vezina in 03 and he won the Vezina in 04. But again, apparently to you, those don't count.
I don't know which year. There was one year Luongo went absolutely crazy, and he should have won it, and he didn't. He should have won it because he didn't have wins because he was on the terrible Panthers teams. He had an insane save percent. I don't know which. I think it was 03. I want to say.
Bottom line is your argument falls. Your argument falls away when Marty Brodeur backstopped the Devils to the Stanley Cup Final in 2012 when he was 40.
Do I need to get the expected goals saved above average for Henrik Lundqvist?
No, I'm not trying to say Henrik Lundqvist was a bad goalie.
Okay, yeah, I know, you're right about that.
I'm trying to say Marty's an overall more accomplished player.
Yeah, I know that.
He's overall more accomplished. And in 2010, where he should have fallen off, apparently, according to you, he won the Jennings. In 2010, at the spry young age of 37 years old, he won the Jennings and was a finalist for the Vezina, and he got Hart Trophy votes. Supposedly, and the 2010 Devils, sure, that was a solid team, but they had. Okay, let's take a look at their defensemen. They had the only genuinely great defenseman who was left over from the good teams. Wait, no, Brian Rafalski wasn't even on that team. Brian Rafalski was not even on that team in 2010 where he won the Jennings. You know who his number 1 defenseman was that year? Paul Martin.
I mean, Paul Martin's just a good defenseman, man.
Yeah, good.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he was a good player. But he won. Dude. Give the guy his credit.
No.
You're just jealous. It's jealousy. Uncle Grandpa. Okay, I will.
Yeah, maybe his nephews will take over his nephew's sons or not.
His nephew's sons, yeah.
Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Grandpa.
That's what they're.
Uncle Grandpa. I forgot about that show, Uncle Grandpa.
What a weird show.
No, the Marty reference is Uncle Daddy.
Well, eventually.
Eventually he'll be Uncle Grandpa.
Eventually.
Uncle Grandpa.
That was a wild show. Unrelated to sports. But anyways.
I was an Uncle Grandpa enjoyer back in the day.
But
Okay, yeah, obviously I'll take Dominic Hasek and Patrick Waugh over Marty Brodeur. That goes without saying.
You want to talk about a goalie who got who was infallible and maybe should have been not as okay. I'm not Carey Price.
Carey Price. Okay, Carey Price, dude, come on. Are you?
I'm not gonna. Okay, no. Carey Price was a great goalie. He was a great goalie, very great. One of probably the best at his prime. I'm not gonna deny that.
He is. Most goalies have a prime and then fall off, except for Marty. Marty's like one of the very, very, very few cases of a goalie not
Henrik
falling
Lundqvist,
off.
And Henrik Lundqvist.
Okay, Henrik Lundqvist did have a bit of a falling off.
Yeah, when it was when he did he get to 9-10 save percentage? That was his fall off.
He did have a couple of sub 9-10 years at the end of his career.
Granted, when the team was not as good.
Yeah, but he never had great teams.
He was the team.
Yeah, he was the team. I have a soft spot for those early 2010s Rangers because again, I never I didn't start disliking the Rangers until 2019. Like the whole Jack Hughes Capo Caco thing. Where every single social media post about Jack Hughes was rated by Ranger fans saying how swearing like on their mother's eyes that Capo Caco is going to be better. Don't even start to think about that. I'm
not even gonna debate. I'm not even gonna debate the Caco Hughes thing. I'm not going to.
Well, the thing is, you're one of the few Ranger fans who's actually who didn't go crazy about that. No, there were
I was going to be happy no matter what, and at the moment, I was going to be happy no matter what.
But I'm sure you saw that. No, the consensus by Ranger fans going into draft night is that they thought Capo Caco was going to be so much better than Jack Hughes that literally the watch party at the Garden, there were loud, very, very loud cheers when the Devils took Jack Hughes.
All right.
No. All right. I'm making it proves my point.
I mean, it does, but
yeah. I'm not talking about you. And I was very nervous going into that draft because, believe me, I was scared to death that the Devils were going to make the wrong choice. I was scared that...
Yeah, all the pressure was on... Again, in my perspective, no matter who the Rangers got, they were going to pick whoever the Devils did.
Yes. That is true. That is absolutely true.
And it really did not matter. Those were the two top guys. The consensus top two picks. Arguably, any of them could have won first overall. Arguably. So, to my perspective, the Rangers were going to get a good player. In my mind.
That's not the sentiment I got leading up to the draft.
For some Rangers fans, yeah.
A lot of Ranger fans. It was a lot more than a vocal minority.
I think the part of the thing was the Rangers have never had a lottery pick before.
And then you had two in a row.
And then the NHL is like, we gotta change this. We can't have repeat
winners. My God, here we go again. Oh, man. Here we go again with the mythical screw the Ranger button.
Man,
here we go again. Here we go. Oh, Toronto hates us. Yeah, the NHL, a professional sports league, is going to actively work against one of their largest markets. Listen to yourself when you say that.
Why didn't they crack down on Edmonton? Why didn't they crack down on the Devils?
They did.
Why didn't they crack down on the Devils winning multiple lotteries?
You're talking about cracking down on the Devils. Okay. The Devils circumvented the salary cap when they signed Ilya Kovalchuk to that contract. They took away a first-round pick.
And then they gave it back.
They didn't give it back.
Did they take
No. They got a significantly lower draft pick than what they would have got. And you know who the Devils got that pick? You know who the Devils got with that pick?
Ooh,
They
the
got
great-
John Quenneville. They got John Quenneville. Although the 2014 draft was not other than Aaron Ekblad and like
Sam Reinhart. Oh wait, no, Leon Draisaitl was in there, wasn't he?
okay, yeah. Leon Draisaitl.
Sam Reinhart's having a great year this
Yeah,
year.
Sam Reinhart, dude. Sam Reinhart. You want to talk about a late bloomer?
Goal scorer, yeah. Also leaving Buffalo helps.
Yeah, leaving Buffalo will help anybody.
Yep.
Buffalo has been like most likely to
It's like
break out.
they're kind of like the Cleveland Browns right now.
No, they have
okay. Well, they're better now.
No, the Buffalo Sabres have been the preseason wild card pick of the year for I feel like the last year. I remember this year, everybody thought the Sabres were gonna break out. Everybody thought this was their year.
Much like how people thought the Ottawa Senators would break out.
Oh, everyone was swearing. Everyone was swearing that the Senators were going to break out. The Devils were a team like that for a few years too, until they actually played well last year before falling off a cliff this year. Although I'll get to the Devils. The Devils' solution is simple. They just need to trade for a good goalie. But the problem is,
you're going to trade for Jake Allen?
No, do you know what I would do
for average goaltending right now?
Do you know what I would do for Jake Allen right now? I would do a lot of regrettable things for Jake Allen to be on my hockey club right now.
And next month we'll have a show for the trade deadline.
Oh yeah. Our show being on Friday at the NHL trade deadline on a Friday.
We will be that's gonna be. We might have breakdown actual severe mental breakdowns on air.
You might get a legendary rant from me that day. Now, I've had a few good ones. I'm talking about the difference that a good goalie can make. I'll say there are no good goalies right now. For the right price, do you know? Okay, here's the thing when I talk about trading for players and talk about the price being too high. Here's the thing. Offer enough magic beans and draft picks to a GM. Every GM has a large enough ego to think
they think they're the smartest people.
Yeah, they think
every single one thinks they're the best GM.
Every single one of them thinks they're the best GM in the world. If you offer a first and say
you gaslight them with their imagination.
Yes, that perfect.
You gaslight them with their imagination.
Yes. Yeah, the Devil should do that. Thank you, Paul. But the Devil, or I guess Mr. Dolan. I don't know what to call you. But I know friends' parents are sort of weird about that, and it's sort of a toss-up. But the Devil should absolutely. They should call, especially after last night, where the goalie diff of between Jacob Markstrom and Vitek Vanacek was on full display. The Devils dominated the Flames in terms of 5-on-5. They looked better. But here's the thing. Teams have goalies. I'm going to quote that from Steve Dangle. Ever since he said that it is the thing that I have been screaming from a rooftop to fit. Is Lindy Ruff on the hot seat? He should be.
He can stay.
And if he isn't,
it's a great decision to keep. You can't make a rash decision. He brought them to the playoffs last year.
Okay.
And you beat the Rangers.
Okay.
You beat the Rangers last year.
I think Lindy Ruff, for what he was brought in to initially do, he did a good job. He developed Jack Hughes. He developed Jesper Bratt. He developed Nico Hischier.
I thought you hated Jesper Bratt.
I love Jesper Bratt.
No. I thought Lindy Ruff hated Jesper Bratt in your mind.
He used to hate Jesper Bratt, but then he became too good that he sort of was all right, fine, and then threw him on. Things he's not. He would put Jesper Bratt on lines with people who he thought he could succeed with. He put him with Hischier. It's not what he's doing with Holtz now. Although, to his credit, he did put Holtz with Hughes and Toffoli last night. I was in class during the game, so I can't really give the best
analysis
of it. But, again, last night, if I am Tom Fitzgerald, and I guess this is maybe why I shouldn't be a GM, I am calling the Flames GM. As the game is going on, I'm like, what do you want for Jacob Markstrom? I will give you a first, a third, and Seamus Casey right now. Make him say,
how many years does Markstrom have left? Is he a UFA after this year?
I don't care.
I mean, fair point.
The Devils right now are in a position where they should be pushing to win Stanley Cups. And I get that he's trying to be patient. He's trying to see things through. And here's the thing. That process works when there's no pressure on you to win. Now, and I see this all the time.
They set a
in
standard.
every single sport, I see this. When teams are in contention windows, vigilance and downright impulsive is the better approach and is the more successful approach historically than the patient and rational one. Because look at what the Yankees have been doing. The Yankees said no to Corbin Burns because, didn't want to give up Spencer Jones, as if Aaron Judge, Jason Dominguez, and Juan Soto aren't in their outfield. Unless,
No way. They said no to Corbin Burns.
Because of Spencer Jones. They didn't want to give up Spencer Jones.
You can find another outfielder too.
Just draft an outfielder. International free agency.
Or you can definitely find an outfielder replacement if you don't sign Soto long term.
And on top of this, I am if this ends up being the case, if the Yankees end up using Spencer Jones as the reason for letting Juan Soto walk, on top of not trading for Corbin Burns and letting him go to Baltimore, where he will probably haunt you for the rest of his career.
Hey, Spencer Jones, Spencer Jones, maybe he's a great player. He's going to be a great player.
I am very bullish on Spencer Jones.
Maybe they shouldn't sign Juan Soto.
It's I like Spencer Jones as a prospect. I remember the moment they drafted him. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's 6'7". He's a lefty. He has a lot of power and he plays great defense and he's fast. He's a potential 5-tool player. His potential is that he can. I think Spencer Jones can be a superstar. But here's the thing.
You have Juan Soto.
Yeah, we have Juan Soto. And I would when you're in a contention window, it is better to give up players. No. It is always wiser when you're in a contention window and you are pushing to win a championship.
Yes.
It's better to give up players who may be something in return for players who are something.
Well, part of the thing about that is also you got to have great scouts and drafting to probably feel confident in that too.
And to the Yankees' credit, they have done a very good job at building their farm system.
Oh, yeah.
The Yankees have an exceptional farm system, which gives them more reasons to dump prospects off. What you're going to let Spencer? Imagine a rotation of, if everyone's firing, Gerrit Cole, Corbin Burns, Carlos Rodon, Marcus Stroman, and Nestor Cortez. Imagine.
I really forgot you got Marcus Stroman.
No, I'm imagining how that rotation in a playoff series, the Yankees have the leg up in nearly every game by the starting pitching matchup alone. But gotta hang on to Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones. My baseball people kept telling me about Ken Phelps bat. Ken Phelps. And
then they decide no to literally one of the best pitchers on the planet.
Carl Pavano, Jared Wright, Randy John. Okay, I know that's a Yankee rotation from 2007, I think. Okay, first of all, Gerrit Cole and Corbin Burns are very elite starters. And Carlos Rodon, I will give you the Carl Pavano. Yeah, like Carlos Rodon has been Carl Pavano so far. 05 MVP baseball.
Man, I'm also glad though you didn't go after Blake Snell. From your perspective.
Dude, with what he wants, nobody's signing him.
No one. No, everyone knows he's like the embodiment of it. No one should be signing Blake Snell. I know he won a Cy Young, but that dude
you are either getting a 2.2 ERA or a 4.5 ERA
with an unsustainable walk rate.
Yes, he walks way too many batters, and if it is
he doesn't go deep enough in the games either.
Yeah, he's not a workhorse. And if it is one thing that I hate in a pitcher, it is the tendency to walk batters and walking them at a very high rate and in untimely moments.
Yep.
Anyways, we're running out of time here.
We're running out of time. We still got more. How do you feel the Yankees otherwise then?
I feel like on paper they had a really good offseason. I mean, Juan Soto. Juan Soto's Juan Soto. I said I would not give Brian Cashman a lot of grief this offseason if they traded for Juan Soto. And sure enough, like this is the reason why I'm not being harsher on the Yankees for the Corbin Burns thing.
Because they got Juan Soto.
Is because they got Juan Soto. It's like I'm biting my tongue on a lot right now with what Juan Soto brings to the Yankees. Like he changes the entire complexion of their team.
Yes.
To forget their lineup, dude. Team.
The team.
We're a team.
We're a team. Mets fans will say other things, but I think the Mets had an okay offseason. They didn't really need to do too much.
Well, I feel like the main problem with the Mets and their
off
seasons
is paying a lot of money to guys who are not on their team now.
No, the problem with like the Mets and how their off seasons have gone is that Steve Cohen, there was sort of this built up expectation that Steve Cohen would just buy the league, and like every single major free agent, the Mets would, and I understand the sentiment. Like I understand why Mets fans are angry. They feel conned right now. They feel absolutely conned right now.
Listen,
now is it exactly smart to go after every single big fish for the sake of just getting the big fish? Not really.
Especially when it's Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. Ooh.
Yeah, but the thing is, the expectation was there that the Mets would be blowing every single bid out of the water.
Listen,
that the Mets would be outbid by nobody. That the Mets would lose out to nobody on a guy that they were genuinely in on, and that's what happened with Yoshi Yamamoto. Now, was it sort of a kind of a foregone conclusion that you would go to the Dodgers? Like
it kind of became that way because of Ohtani. Because of
why didn't but like again, the expectations was that the Mets were going to be in on Ohtani because of Steve Cohen and just the fact that he has money and he spends money. That was the expectation going in, is that you would spend money, money. Like he would throw out.
We also don't know what the contract negotiates or what his market was like anyway, because the Ohtani's team did not want anything leaking.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on with what ultimately happened on that front. But also, I'm like, I really wanted to pay a bunch of money to Blake Snell because he's a top free agent. Not doing that. Or Jordan Montgomery, who is, mind you, I like Jordan Montgomery, but God forbid, that dude has never been considered an elite pitcher at any point of his career. And I'm not about to give him like $150, $200 million contract.
Dude, he was rock solid though.
I know.
That is a legit workhorse pitcher who can put up good numbers. Did you see him in the playoffs?
But would you give him $200 million for a guy who's never been considered elite?
Huh. Pitchers like him are hard to come by. And his camp knows that. Although this is how baseball free agency has gone for the last couple of years. Last few years. Like ever since the Bryce Harper, Manny Machado fiasco, it has taken months for MLB free agency to fully be seen through. Like we're coming up on pitchers and catchers, and most of the two big
Soler,
pitchers,
Martinez, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery have not signed anywhere.
they're asking for too much money. I mean, I guess they're betting on some team cracking, but I don't think it happens. Anyways, we gotta get wrapped up here. We're coming up on 2:00.
Enjoy the Super Bowl, everyone.
Yeah, enjoy the Super Bowl. Everybody, thank you for coming in. Really fun time, really good show. Don't really have a planned outro for this. I gotta work on that. But
see you next week.
Right,
We'll break
anyways,
down the Super Bowl.
Guys, we will see you next Friday. We will break down the Super Bowl. We'll break down any other things that happened. Anyways,
and full gears in the hockey.
Yep. And anyways, alongside Luke Dolan, I am Cameron Woolley, wishing you all a great weekend and a good rest of your day.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.